Hello, hello, my friends. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to my face and my card making space. And more holiday cards, and it's not even the 25th yet. I had posted a holiday card video just a few days ago. I don't even remember. I'm all over the place. And I said in that video, I was going to aim to post a new holiday card video on the 25th of each month. Still aiming for that. So this one might just be an extra bonus and I'll do another one. Anyway, I spotted a set that I was planning on using in an upcoming holiday video on sale. So as of filming this, it's currently on sale. Link to it below. But even if it's not, it's super cute. It's the Simon Says Stamp Festive Elephants stamp set. This came out a few months ago. And I've had it sitting here and was waiting, and then it was sold out for a while, like all the things. But I made several cards with it. Loads of fun. Super cute. You can't go wrong with cute critters. I've been getting a lot of requests to do more critter cards because I've done a lot in the past, and then I kind of just lost my way for a bit. But stay tuned. I'll have more critter cards coming. I know some things that are coming out from the brands I work with, and it's like, critters, cute. Still love my large florals. That's never going anywhere, along with all the other things. I love it all. Anyway, holiday cards, super fun. For those that have missed the previous video, I am working my way towards building up my stash for this year. Gonna aim to post on the 25th of each month, and maybe random bonus ones throughout. We will just see what happens. I fly by the seat of my pants. I can't guarantee anything. Life is chaos. But yeah, links to everything, like I mentioned, will be in the description box below. I'll also I always link below Simon Says Stamps like sale category as well. Worth checking out because sometimes there is some sweet, sweet deals in there. So I'll have that linked below as well. My links are affiliate links. That just means that if you click on one of my links and end up placing an order, I get a little kickback from that at no extra cost to you. And it is what helps pay the bills, keeps my heaters going, enables all the things. And that is it for the chatter. Let's get into making the cards. So yeah, I made several cards. I took all the images from the Festive Elephants stamp set, and I am stamping them onto Simon Says Stamps smooth white 120 pound cardstock. So I'm lining everything up here in my MISTI. And then I'm going to ink them up with Simon's Intense Black ink. This is just my go-to combo for coloring with alcohol markers. There's plenty of good inks, black inks out there that work with alcohol markers nowadays. And plenty of cardstocks. These are just what I've been using for, I forget how many years now. And then I'm using my Olo markers. And right now, as you're watching, right this moment, it's in real time, but I'm going to super speed this up. My coloring, as usual, isn't anything groundbreaking. I kept it pretty simple. And with specifically these Olo markers, these are half markers. They come like this, and then they come with little like connectors, so you can connect like either two different colors together to make a normal size marker, or you can get like the chisel ends, etc. And I have been holding out since I got these markers for like fine tips, like little brush, like little bullet ends. That's what I want. And as of like filming this voiceover, I've heard that it's supposed to happen later this year. We shall see. And then once that glorious day happens, I will hopefully be able to get them and then connect them so I can have one color marker with this normal brush tip on one end and the fine nib on the other. That to me would be perfect. Anyway, until that day comes though, I just use them as half markers. I'm totally fine with this. It works. It just works. So now that's all sped up in editing. I'm just keeping the coloring though, like I said, simple. I just use warm grays for my elephants, but you could use kind of any gray, and especially with the Olos, like the cool grays would work. Even the red grays could actually be kind of fun. Or you could really like have fun with this and do like kind of blue violet colors. That would look really cute with these as well. Sky's the limit. They're cute little critters. Make them orange for, whatever floats your boat. Color choices are definitely personal. I get asked that a lot too, and I know sometimes people don't like my response when they ask like, what colors would you recommend, like to start with this or for this or for this. Color, when it comes to color and color choices, subjective. Because what I normally go for, people also ask like, what's your favorite color? All of them. Because it depends. It's like, well, what's the mood? What's the season? What's the theme? Because that'll change my opinion on what colors I would reach for. So, yeah, color choices subjective. Colors you use also subjective. It just depends. So I kept all the elephants though. Those warm grays, kept it simple, and then ended up going with this sort of a combo for everything else. I did kind of like a brighter blue sort of a shade, and then this really bright pink combo. And then I'll bring in, of course, green for the tree and a few other little, colors for like the accessories, like the little little light bulbs, that little elephant with the light bulbs, like the Christmas lights wrapped around him. Stop it. Seriously. Like, I wasn't kidding when I said this set I've been waiting to use. I had hoped to use it when it first was released, and then I never got a chance, and I was so disappointed. So this is another reason why I'm doing this Christmas card series like throughout the year, is it's giving me the opportunity to start using some of the things that were either sent to me or that I purchased, with all the good intentions and then never used. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. Oh, also off screen, I did stamp that tree multiple more times because I ended up adding the tree to each of the cards. So I'd stamped the tree and this little teddy bear in the box, and that little star. Love that little star with those little eyes. I don't know why. I just think he's so cute. So I'd stamped those multiple times onto a separate piece of cardstock, colored those off camera, but doing the exact same thing. And then for the couple spots, especially on that bottom left elephant where my pink, I was a little heavy handed with that, and it seeped out past the stamp line. Off camera, I just colored over that with a white gel pen. I thought I was filming when I did that to show, but I wasn't, because I'm a professional and I remember all those things. But yeah, I just fixed that with a white gel pen and we were good to go. So after those were done, I cut them all out, set them aside. We'll come back to them when it's time to start like assembling my card fronts. I then took the Happy Christmas sentiment from that Sam set and lined it up in my MISTI. And then I have this piece of like kind of bright blue. This is Island Blue cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. And I treated it with my anti-static powder tool so that I don't get embossing powder clinging where it doesn't belong. And I've shown this in other videos, but basically I'm just stamping the sentiment and then shifting the cardstock down to be able to stamp it multiple times. That said, if I do this again, or I will do this again because I like to, do multiples quite often of different things, I wouldn't do more than like 2 or 3 before adding the embossing powder and melting it. But that's going to change depending on like your own climate, things like that. I just found that even after stamping this, like the first couple that I stamped were already starting to dry too much, even though I stamped them also multiple times. But the reason I stamp things multiple times with the clear embossing ink is because my ink pad is getting dry and I need to re-ink it. And have I done that? No. I'll get to it. It just is. Anyway. But yeah, stamping things multiple times, repetitively, and then coating it with embossing powder, melted it with my heat tool. It works. And then I used one of the sentiment label wafer dies to die cut all those sentiments. And then I took, this is True Green cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. This is one of their newer colors. This one is much lighter weight. If you were familiar with Simon Says Stamp's colored cardstock, like all their original colored cardstock, it's very heavyweight. It's like 110 pound weights. You can use it for card bases. Some of the newer ones, not the same. The colors are great, but the weight is different. So this is a much thinner weight, which I'm fine with. I just won't use the thinner weight cardstocks as like a card base, but I like the thinner weight for like layers and die cuts and all those things, and they don't add as much bulk. So win. But all I did with that True Green cardstock was I just trimmed it down like I showed and trimmed it on an angle. And that's just going to kind of create my base for these card fronts. And I adhered it to the white cardstock that I had already trimmed down to 3 3/4 by 5 inches. So I adhered those green panels to the white panels, and then I'm sticking them in my splat box and adding splatter. And for the splatter, I'm using Picket Fence Studios opaque black paper splatter for that. And I just put a little bit on my palette, picked it up with my little fan brush, and then lightly splattered this. Like, yay me. I didn't go completely nuts. And I only added one type of splatter. I legit thought about adding like 2 or 3 others, but decided not to. So I added that splatter, let those dry. And I do not have a link for this ribbon. Apologies. Again, some of my OG members that have been following me for many, many years know exactly what this ribbon is. This is AmyR's sheer polka dot ribbon. This stuff had us in a chokehold like 15 years ago. And this is some of the ribbon that I actually kept. And I used the black and white polka dot ribbon the other day. And when I was going through my one remaining drawer of ribbon, the roll of this pink ribbon was in there, and I was like, ooh, I remember this stuff. So I wrapped that around each panel, tied it in a bow, and yeah, who knows? Maybe brands will start carrying this stuff. I don't even know if they still make this stuff, because again, these rolls of ribbon are legit over a decade, well over a decade, if not 15 plus years. I forget how long ago I bought this ribbon. Very long time. Anyway, after I'd added the ribbon, I added all of my little images to each panel with foam squares and ended up adjusting this little bow on this one so that I could make the bow a little bit smaller just to give space so that, you know, the little elephant wasn't covered up by the bow because he's too cute and deserves the focus because he is the focus of the card. So adhered all these little elements with foam squares just to give them dimension. And then the little sentiment strip, I just adhered it as a strip on this one. On a couple of the other cards, I like cut it down a little bit, which I'll show at the end. I didn't show assembling every single card front because they're all basically the same. I just used a different elephant on each one. The tree, the little star, and then a couple of them have these little accessories, and then the sentiment. Like this is my version of like clean and simple, just with splatter, basically. So then, to add a bit of extra shimmer, I used my Nuvo Aqua Shimmer pen, which, as always, doing this on camera looks like nothing. Absolutely nothing. But I will turn my flashlight on in the end to show the sparkle, because the sparkle is amazing. So I added this, and then after this dries, I will add white gel pen highlights. I never add the white gel pen first, because I have found with any sort of shimmery pen sort of like this, it'll smear the white gel pen. I think other people have not had this issue, but I have. So it's just been habit for me that white gel pen is last. So I added all my shimmer with the Aqua Shimmer pen, let that fully dry, and then went in with this is the Jelly Roll 10. This is my like go-to white gel pen. One of you commented on a recent video, because I've talked about this, white gel pens, gel pens in general, are finicky. If you don't use them consistently, they start to dry out. And I've talked about like you can warm them up in your hands a little bit. Try to scribble on the palm of your hand even. That'll sometimes warm up the ball point and get the gel moving. But one of you commented and said that you accidentally left yours once like sitting on a heated blanket, and that like revived it. Just try it. You never know, because it's literally the same concept. Now, I wouldn't walk away and leave it because, you know, especially even just heated blankets. Unplug the things, people. But it is that same idea. It's just gel pens, again, they're finicky. So if you can warm them up, don't go to extremes, but just a little bit of gentle heat. Even if you stick it next to your body, like stick it in your pocket, you know, let it warm up and then see if you can get it scribbling and working again. That can generally work. I've been able to revive gel pens that I let sit for too long. But and then the other thing is just use them consistently. It doesn't have to be every single day, but just consistently. And I generally don't have problems with that. But the ones that sit in a drawer for months and months and months on end, yeah. Anyway, I took panels of white cardstock and I stamped another sentiment from that set on those panels. And then I took each of the little elephant images and I'm stamping those above the sentiments with, this is Rainbow Splash. I have it linked. Lake is the color, the lighter blue. And just stamp that. These panels are going to go on the insides of the cards. So just keeping it simple, and I just use my acrylic blocks for all the little elephants. And since I used one elephant per card, I used every single one of the elephants on these inside panels and then made sure to just match up the same elephant to each card. Just, those little extras. So the card bases are that same island blue cardstock I used for the sentiments, and they are top folding A2 cards, so 4¼ by 5½ inches. And I'm adhering the panels that I had stamped with the sentiment and the elephants in that blue ink onto the inside with craft tacky glue. And then the card fronts, I'm also adhering to the front of the card with craft tacky glue. I'd put an extra panel of cardstock on the backs of the card fronts just to give them a teeny extra bit of dimension, but not a whole lot. Since I had all the other images popped up with foam squares, there was definitely enough dimension going on there. And then as my final little bit of embellishment, I'm using the Taffy Pawsitively Dazzling Gems. I don't know why. It's like a shaker card. These little containers, they're fun. Put those on, which as always, also kind of look cruddy on camera straight down because just the way they are. They're actual glass. And yeah, when you tilt them in the light, that's when you see how pretty they are. But on camera, they're just not as pretty, which is annoying. But you can kind of see it when they're in the tray because some of them are on an angle. So once I adhered those into place, these cards were complete. These were really fun, and these little elephants are so cute. I love them. So I'll show you guys this sparkle from the Nuvo Aqua Shimmer pen. Love it. So simple, so fun. And then those Pawsitively Dazzling Gems, also love. Elephants, love. Yeah, kind of a bit of color blocking going on here, which I also don't do very often. These were just enjoyable to make. So like I mentioned in the beginning, I'll have links to all the things in the description box below the video. And then I'll link to the previous holiday video in the end screen. And then as I continue to add to it, I will be building up a playlist to make things a little easier to access and for everyone to find all the things. So you guys will be able to check that out. But yeah, all the info will be in the description box below. Everything else will be in the end screen at the very end. Thank you all so very much for watching, thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you. And I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!